Haven't you graduated yet? It's a question both Shanley seniors Hadley Huber and Reile Payne have likely heard a time or two from opposing coaches. That's what happens when you start making your mark on varsity as 8th graders.
It was almost like intimidating to start because it's just like, holy, like we're at the varsity level, but we're still 8th graders. Like it kind of took a little time to like adapt and just get used to it, but I mean it was easier since we were like together through it.
I was scared out of my mind. I walked into every practice like intimidated, but I was excited because like each practice we worked hard. We knew what we had to do. We knew we had to do it the right way. We couldn't slack off, and I see that same mentality in the gym today.
The nerves were warranted. It's not like the two of them were joining an average team. They were stepping onto the floor with two-time defending state champions at the time, a roster littered with future Division I and Division II athletes.
It was kind of one of those, we were at like the varsity like camp or whatever in the summer, and we kind of just walked into the gym and we're like, we have Lauren Rotunda, we have Annie Swenson, like all those people. Like that senior class was a very strong like leadership class, and it honestly shaped us into the leaders and people we are today.
Something that really stood out to me was Lauren Rotunda when she was a senior, just how she was working hard every game, every practice, everything she did it 100%. And that's really stuck with me as I've been going on through my years. And she's just always been there, like remembering how she worked, and that's kind of who I've been trying to at least follow her work ethic.
As you'd expect, with talent that landed them on varsity at a young age, they've been able to pile up some big numbers. As a sophomore, Hadley averaged 14 points and 5 boards per game, while being named All-Conference. Then, as a junior, she averaged 14 points again to go with 5 steals and an EDC-leading 6 assists per game.
Some people would rather have points, some people would rather have assists, like different stat lines. I'd rather help my teammates get the points.
You know, I expect more from her, I think, than I do anybody else because she's my point guard, and without, you know, she knows when to pull it out. And back in the early days, she'd try and force something. Now, like last night, she'd pull it out and set up the offense when it wasn't there, and would get a great shot compared to a mediocre shot.
I picked Desi.
Payne's stat line is another that you don't see very often in high school hoops. The 5'10 guard has averaged a double-double for each of the last 2 seasons, averaging 20-plus points and 11 rebounds per game, not to mention 5 steals and 4 helpers per contest as a junior. Payne has a shot to eclipse the 2,000-point milestone, and you don't get within reach of that number with a passive mentality.
You know, I just like tell myself my team needs me to get rebounds, my team needs me to score, so I just try to like get in the open spot, get to the board, make myself available to get that and help my team in those aspects.
As a 1,000-plus scorer and possibly even a 2,000-point scorer this year, she would rather see the rest of the team do the things and take the credit than herself. And you know, for a high school girl to feel that way, that's pretty impressive.
While their stat lines and accolades may feel personal, they know they couldn't have done it without each other. That's why it's all the more enjoyable to reflect on their long-lasting friendship.
How did you guys get connected in 6th grade?
I transferred to Sullivan because I didn't go here.
Okay.
And then I came here, and then it was like, oh, I kind of like her.
The only thing I remember is that she was still a good shooter when she was that young. So like because we played together when we were younger. And then when she switched over, then we played school ball together. But
we're similar in a lot of aspects, and it's kind of just funny because like a lot of people get us mixed up and think like I'm Hadley or Hadley's me. And like neither of us understand that because, I mean, one's brunette, one's blonde. We're kind of both like Netflix, Friends, ice cream.
Do you guys like the same ice cream?
Yeah.
Well, what is it?
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
Or vanilla.
She said you guys like ice cream.
oh yeah,
What kind of ice cream do both of you like?
cookies and cream or cookie dough.
Boom. She
Yeah.
said cookie dough.
Like that precious ice cream, their time at Shanley is melting away, and the two of them are well aware that they haven't won a game at state since finishing as Class A runner-ups as freshmen. So the focus for this year is pretty clear.
Seeing the best of the best at Shanley and then the not best of the best, I think it really just kind of puts a chip on our shoulder knowing we don't ever want to not make state again, and we always want to be fighting for the championship.